good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm here to ramble incoherently. I've been very quiet lately because I've been grieving. No one thing in particular, but just grieving many things, as I'm sure many of you are as well, considering the state of humanity. To experience grief is to be human, is to love, is to care. Because grief is what you feel when you lose something that you care about, or someone or something that you love, when it goes away, when it changes, even for the better. Just when things change, things that you are attached to on some level, you grieve what was. And that's not negative, even though it feels uncomfortable. What is negative is to deny yourself the right to do that, or to stop yourself from doing that, because when you do that, it doesn't go away, it just builds up, and you become calloused and unfeeling, and you begin to chip away at your humanity. And I don't wish to be such a person. I want to stay soft and open and loving. And so in order to do that, I must allow myself to feel all the feelings, all the emotions. Everyone likes to feel happy and joyous and experience pleasure, but none of that is possible if you don't have something to contrast it with. You only know what a thing is relative to what it is not. That is how we define a thing, in part. So it's all a gift. The grief is a gift. It's an indication that I'm alive, and that I have a heart and a soul and a spirit, and that I care about what is happening in this world and to my brothers and sisters. And I see the darkness, and I hold the light. And it is this light that is allowing me to discern the darkness, to see it, to know it, and to decide how I am going to interact with it. My grief informs my actions, and so does my anger. That's another thing I've been feeling, is angry about the state of the world, about how people are reacting or not acting or making excuses. Spiritual bypassing, that's something that really angers me. And it angers me when people say anger does you no good. Well, yes, righteous anger does, because anger on its own, if you let it stew and you do nothing with it, yes, that's bad. That's toxic. But anger is energy. It's powerful. And if you do something creative with it, if you channel that energy, that anger, into something constructive that can make positive ripples that go out into the world and create positive change, then that is a good thing. Anger in and of itself is not a bad thing. It's information. And if you're not angry about genocide, if you're not angry about human trafficking and pedophilia and that the people who are engaged in these things as part of their lifestyle are running the world, making the laws, telling you and I what to do and how to live and what we can and cannot say. If you're not angry about that, you need to check your pulse. Please get angry. And please funnel that anger in a positive direction. Don't use it to destroy, but to create. There's enough destruction happening. The way in which I choose to be constructive and positive and act rather than react, to be responsive, is to grow food, to design beautiful gardens, and in doing that, try to bring people together in community to work on those gardens together. And I, for a long time, held a vision of starting a nonprofit, because the way things work currently and have always worked for as long as I've been alive is that we need money involved in everything, right? That's the blood of the economy, the lifeblood of the economy. The way things get done is through the exchange of money. And so if I started a nonprofit, I could get donations. People could write those donations off as, a tax write-off. But then you're beholden to whoever gives you that money. And I don't want to be beholden to anyone. You see how people are controlled by the people who give them money, the people they work for. And the people with the most money run the world. Okay, so I've decided not to do that. Like, that's been taken off my list as a thing to do, to start a nonprofit. I've done the work up to this point without the money, and that's truly nonprofit. That's a real nonprofit. So I'm just going to keep doing that. And so I'm currently focusing on manifesting, finding, bringing into my orbit a property to go to work on, to bring people together in community, in real life, touching the grass, away from the screen, interfacing with the earth and one another in real time, to create something beautiful and real and something that can sustain us. And all of that has been given to us by God. The land, the plants, the people, all creations of God. All of this nonsense, all creations of man. The AI, the algorithms, the rules, the laws, the regulations, all man-made and ungodly. So I'm trying to use my anger, my righteous anger, to extract myself from it, to build a bridge into a new way of being, of doing, of living, into a new world. Because this one is not long for this world. There's God's world, and then there's man's world that we've created within it, the matrix, right? That's what's crumbling. God's world, the natural world, the truth will remain. The lies are being revealed. And the more of them I see, the angrier I get. And it's because I care a lot. And the grief I feel is related to the suffering that's occurring, and the things that could have been or should have been But that's not reality. What could have been or what should have been. What is real is what is actually happening. And a lot of it is ugly. And we have to face the truth in order to create positive change. We can't do this spiritual bypassing bullshit of, oh, you create your own reality. Let's not be negative. Victim blaming, all of that. I'm tired of it. I'm over it. I've been over it. It's time to get real. It's time to wake up. Because if you don't, you're going to go down with this shit. So, my solar plexus is just spinning. And that's an indication to me it's time to act. Because if I don't act with this swirling energy that's happening inside of me, an explosion will occur. I will become reactive. And you see that in the world right now with what's going on with ICE. And then in the backlash from that, reactivity on both sides, all around us, reactivity, because we are not grounding ourselves and carefully, intentionally channeling that righteous anger. We all should be angry. That's justified. But not enough of us are taking the time and the personal responsibility to do something positive and thoughtful and intentional with that energy. And if we don't get on board with that, with doing that, we will suffer much more than we need to. There will be suffering. There already is. It's happening now. People are suffering everywhere. And suffering is part of life. But the more you take responsibility, the more you step into your power, the more you allow yourself to be human and feel it all, and to take that feeling and let it inform positive, constructive action, the less you will suffer. That's been my experience. And so though I am grieving right now, I am not suffering. Because I am accepting that this is part of life. It's part of being alive, being human. And the powers that be are trying to rob you and I of that, of what it is to be human. The rules, the regulations, the social conditioning has been chipping away at our humanity for a very long time. We have been put in tighter and tighter constraints, in smaller and smaller boxes. Our freedom has been dwindled away. And we have become more and more robotic. So AI, it's not intelligent at all. And a lot of humans aren't acting intelligently at all. We are acting according to our programming. And AI is a reflection of that. That's why it seems human-like, because humans have been acting like computers for a while now, like programs, like robots. AI is not a reflection of intelligence. It is not intelligent. It is a reflection of our own impediments of intelligence. We gotta get away from it. Let's stop feeding it. Stop looking to it, to AI, to our own. When we look to AI, we look to our own limitations. We look to our own reflection. People are bowing down, genuflecting to their own reflection. AI, these chatbots, they're telling people what they want to hear. That's how they're going to manipulate us all into doing the bidding of whoever is creating these programs, whoever is behind it all. What is their agenda? What is it that they want? They certainly don't have your best interest at heart or mine. That's clear. Look around you. People are dying. People are suffering. The earth is suffering. Our God is loving and beneficent and merciful. And I don't see that reflected in the world that man has made. In this matrix we are in, I don't see that. I see the opposite of that, which means it's not godly. And it's not serving life. And I want to be alive and well, and I want to flourish, and I want to feel all the feelings, and I want to create beautiful things. And obviously, I want to ramble. I'm going to stop rambling now. And thank you for listening if you've gotten this far. And please say a prayer that I find a piece of land soon to go to work on. I want to work with God to create something beautiful, something healing. Let's focus on that. Beauty, health, wellness. Let's keep that in mind as we move through the world. Let's let that inform what we choose to do or not to do, while not ignoring the darkness and the bad stuff, because that's also information.